Raslin, get me some steel drums.
You got it, mate.
Yep.
So, low-hanging fruit, guys. Come on, focus.
All right. As I said.
Yeah, so have you guys talked about what's going on?
Says Colburn. Says Colburn just as you're getting to the good bit.
Are we guys in the middle of discussing something specific, or are you ready to talk about a new place?
Just a bunch of fuckeries all going on.
Yeah. Well,
Freddy's blaming the accident, lighting the popcorn on fire.
Well, I got the impression that Freddy...
God, no, my kids never learned that one. The accident did it. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead, Red.
Like Logan's about to have a heart attack.
That's my goal. It's the only reason why I came back to play is I was trying to get Logan to piss his pants a little bit.
Oh, the accident did it.
Just a dribble. That's all I ask.
So I guess all the low-hanging fruit, what that represents is kind of bringing stability back to all the places. A lot of zones and chaos pending things. But then I think there was also what seemed more of a priority to you guys was all this stuff with the Jewel of Judgment and Amber and Courts of Chaos. Do you think that's something you should be focusing on, or do you think you should focus on the low-hanging fruit?
I just wanted to hear what Maddox had to say one more time. Kid?
Eh?
Try it again. What was that you were just saying there? Right here. See that? See that? No? You see that card? Assistant reroll.
What?
Assistant reroll. Try that again.
Played an assistant reroll on you. Try yodeling again.
Nah, I have to get rid of cards here. Hold on. Yeah, you go away.
Oh yeah, I got quite a bit here too, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Get rid of a few first, and then I gotta play immediately. Yeah, I don't think I could play that to escape here.
It's a dream that you've had, but
All right, how about this? Let's since there's quite a few of us here, why don't we go and see if we can find this mysterious wizard over in MMO land and ask him anything. Yeah.
The reason why all of you guys are here is because nobody's leaving the room. That's why we can have so many players. So this is not the let's go and tickle thing. This is the let's figure out what to go tickle and then ignore thing.
Okay. No worries.
So
I know you want to go tickle things, but Suede likes you when you tickle things.
Yes. So
when Doc gave the Jewel of Judgment back to random, I've just been looking through my notes, and I believe Tom was the only person with him. And Tom does not tend to make notes. So we unfortunately are going to have to rely on Doc to tell us what the supposed prophecy or what Random said to him. Tom at the time, Tom told me that a lot of the stuff just went completely over his head. He had no idea what all the talk was about.
Sorry. You want to send a message on your little and see if Doc will respond to you? Just send that message out there and say, hey, Doc, what's that prophecy? Give him some time to think about it.
All right, give me a sec.
The Duvalaki.
When suddenly the accident comes for his bracelet.
Yes, it is quite unfortunate that we can't manage to get Doc here.
So, okay. So, to take care of Burlington and the big dispel, just throwing this out there, it might help to get maybe the artifact to understand what was done in the first place. So to do that, you got to get the Ice King, right? So who's been to the tower?
Not necessarily. We don't know if the ice tower is linked with the dude that sealed up the thing to Burlington.
Well,
it could be separate.
It could be, but it just seems real suspicious, like, because just after the
Suddenly, Rasslin begins talking to his bracelet. He's trying to access something.
Right.
It doesn't seem to be working.
So when we first recovered that painting, we brought it to Burlington, and then we were jumped by some of those ice torque guys,
Yes.
which I understand are minions of the Ice King, possibly?
Ice tower thing.
Ice Tower. But didn't I hear somebody talking about, like, oh, they went to the Ice Tower, there was some guy there they left alive, and he had a staff, and blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
I don't know. I've not been there.
Who's been
I
to the
know
Ice
that
Tower?
there's,
Yeah.
I know there's some kind
Okay.
of an orb there, like a ice orb. I know
Yeah.
that's there.
And if touching the orb is instant death, apparently, or something along those lines.
Oh, instant freeze.
Okay, I got an important question for you here. Who killed Santa
Mhm.
Claus?
Mildred.
Well, that's the thing. Something that you will discover, if you haven't already, is that sometimes events can happen multiple times. So I've been to, I have two versions of events in the North Pole. In one version, Doc Fulton, Alex Keenley, and myself basically stopped the revolution, used some Kepler elves, suicide bombers to overthrow the revolution and reinstate Santa. In another version, you get mixed, and it gets a bit confusing in your head as well.
Keebler Elves.
Keebler elves.
Bombardiers.
Uh,
Grenadiers. All right.
No,
Everybody wonders
no,
where Colbert got
suicide
the
bombers.
Suicide bombers.
Yes, we made suicide bomb vests for a couple of the elves that had still sided with Santa.
And they were willing to do this?
For Santa, yes.
Is this where Ellen came from?
The crack seems to be working, Colbert.
It was one of our finer moments. Yes, we had a lot of fun with that one. But yes, and then another time I appeared there with Mildred, and I can't recall if it was Freddie or Tom Tom or
It was
somebody
me.
else. It was you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess
And Santa was shot up badly, and I don't think he survived.
No, he died, and then Mildred went and strangled Mrs. Claus to death.
Yes, and Mildred became Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Mildred didn't like having to deal with all the responsibility as well. She thought the whole idea of, only good people getting presents and bad people not, and all this sort of psycho babble about how you treat people, etc. So she was trying to say everybody gets presents, and that the elves didn't seem to like that, so they got a demon in to be Santa.
So the elves chose a demon over a millennial Santa.
Yes.
Excellent.
Seems like a wise choice.
Yes. All right.
And we haven't been back there since.
Right.
Don't know if anybody's been back there since.
I'm sure it's fine.
But Mildred did manage to. Mildred seemed to find the demon attractive, and and actually managed to talk to him, and the demon helped us get away.
By talk, you mean
Talk.
Huh.
And we went back there another time. So at that time there was no demon. It was when we went back there another time to get some Santa suits, because the Santa suits are magical and you don't feel any cold or any heat, and you're always comfortable. That's when the Dean was there, so we went and got Mrs. Claus's clothes since she's dead. Yes, Colburn.
So while wearing a Santa suit, you have protection from cold, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Well, normal cold, not magical cold.
Or have you tested it?
I'm pretty sure we know how it works, but
Have you tested it?
we've not tested it.
And I think, so I'd have to check the vaults, but we may still have
We have
some.
9 of them.
Yeah, so we got quite a few Mrs. Claus outfits, as well as some specially made sleeping bags that we were making use of when we were creating trumps at the firewall, so we could survive the elements.
Freddie, it's a bit too bright of a light for your.
All right, hold on.
Is that the sunlight or coming
No,
from a
he's
window?
From the ground? Yes.
Coming evil.
He's working on
No, it's a reflection of my glass desk. The sun's reflecting off my desk.
Yes,
Hold on,
thank you.
Oh, I thought you were like had a light placed on.
No, it's sunlight.
I mean, I just left it there because it's.
He's got one of those glass desks that have people stuffed into it and the light's reflecting up.
Freddie's gotten so evil. But it wasn't him that killed all those people. It was the accident.
So why were you curious about who killed Santa Claus?
It's just a sad story. I figured you guys all deserve this level of fuckery for killing Santa, you know?
But yes, that's probably not.
All right, sorry. Yeah.
It's not relating to the big picture issue.
Okay.
Jesus, you almost started crying there. Did he not get what he wanted for Christmas because you fuckers killed fucking Santa Claus? Jesus Christ.
The answer to your question, Tim, is yes. Yes, you can.
I can't remember. I think it was Mildred. I think sticking Christmas decorations in the bullet wounds on Santa to absorb the blood probably was one of the contributing factors of him not surviving.
Play my more creative I've got it somewhere card.
Okay.
You keep trying to play it and you keep not succeeding.
Was anyone got a retrieve? I'll
Trade it now.
I'm interested to see what he. No, I
Yeah, I do actually. 1 second here. Can a regular limited retrieve get that?
Yep.
Sure.
It doesn't state.
Good for that.
Cannot.
Are you okay, Freddie? Your forehead says help.
Oh wait, here, just hold on. Hit accept.
That's how I feel right now.
At least you got the eight.
I'm giving you a trade there.
Hang on. All right, here, just take that one then.
Apparently, that card's really popular.
Second one of those bad boys.
So he just sits there getting a briefing that makes his teeth grind together while gaining hero points.
I'm gonna need him to fix this buffalo.
It's like having a giant buffalo run through your house and shit.
The other thing we need to keep in mind is that fixing the small stuff is not going to stop the big stuff from happening.
Have you tried? It doesn't look like anybody's tried.
No, just it's my understanding, my feeling from the way shadows seem to work that the little if you just deal with the little stuff and ignore the big stuff, and we've encountered this before, the big stuff just keeps getting bigger and just steamrolls over the top.
Correct. But that's what I was trying to say is we've got a large group of people here. Even if we start knocking out the little things, it'll give the little guys practice for the big game.
From that perspective, yes.
You don't just start out like
no.
years old in the Super Bowl, do you?
No.
Real football. Mm-hmm.
It cuts to a scene of like professional NFL players playing like 12-year-olds, just tackling the shit up. No!
Yes, the American real football where they are so padded. AFL's real football.
Never heard of it.
Australian Football League. I'm sure Raslin's a fan. No, Aussie rules.
If it involves a kangaroo, I'll bet you Freddie will be there. So, low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. Okay. The only lead I have to where the clock tower may be is that newspaper article we found. Slade. I don't know.
Right, clock tower, huh?
From Hightower.
Right.
It's a pop culture reference.
I
So,
know, but
Brad,
that's not to say it's not there.
Freddie needs 1 DeLorean, 1 flux capacitor, 1 lightning storm,
1 dock,
1 clock tower.
If Raslin actually comes up with this shit, that'd be great.
All it can be arranged.
So if we had, I was going to say, if we had enough limited retrieves.
Freddy doing fucking DeLorean.
Yeah, let's. I like where you're going with this, though. What would be a really helpful item? You know, I've got access to so many things.
Well, we don't have a DeLorean, but we do have an alien spaceship and I can't remember what model.
We have
instruction manual.
Yes.
And
yes.
we also know where a working alien spaceship is, as in it flies, the abduction ray works, navigation system is broken, and the weapon system's missing. But we know where that is as well.
You're talking about the one we have here?
No, another one.
There's an instruction manual.
Right. Yep.
Separate to the one in the garage. We, Freddie and I know where there's another one.
Yeah.
So besides repairing
And
the
Mildred.
spaceship, is there any other low-hanging fruit?
I seem to have been distracted again.
Well, there's a white dove.
Has anybody restocked the pantry? That's pretty low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, I mean, we could go on for days about low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, maybe come here, pick up my nuts.
Elf also in the stables.
Yeah, well, there's
Pretty low-hanging.
Pause rated party of 3. 2 deaths, pantry stocked.
So, yeah, I suppose one of the low-hanging fruit is finding somewhere to move these refugees to. And that will fix the pantry problem.
Yeah.
I noticed they were building a bunker outside, right?
It's already built, but yeah.
Yeah. What's that gas that you put in the bunker with the people?
Yes. No, I think it's where they're trying to make use of the resources while we've got them here to expand things and build things up.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen when they kick you out and since they built your city on rock and roll?
He's the ambassador.
Oh, that'll stop him. I'm the good guy. I mean,
the patents that are bringing the money in are in my name.
So they don't want to go home because they don't want to be by their kids.
Just out of curiosity, who isn't second in charge in this area when McKay's gone? When McKay's gone and the party's not here, who's running the show, McKay? Who's running?
I talked to Elwin about that. He doesn't have a list of priorities. Why are these guys building bunkers before temporary housing? Elwin said he wanted a list from you of a sequential order to do things.
He's never come and asked me for that.
So basically, to answer that, Elwin seems to run things when
yes,
no one's around.
That's right.
But as far as what to do with them, I mean,
and when Elwin's not around, or when Elwin and his sister's not around, then there's a couple other people, such as, is it Foxy? Is that her name?
Mm-hmm. She runs the kitchen, but she seemed to be running it for a while.
Yeah. And we've got a couple of original staff still around. Jim and his wife, Mrs. Parapet.
Quick question on the McKay, because you would potentially know better than most people. So the two that are running the show when you're not around, what's their background again?
The elves, the two elves, Elwyn and his twin sister.
Okay.
So when Doc and I first, so I found Elwyn starving, almost dead in the woods when I went out to fetch the head of a dragon.
Right. Who caused the
starving in the woods?
Who caused the starvation and the homeless elf running around in the woods?
Other elves, because he couldn't use magic. And then Alex and Mildred found his sister. This is an example of so sometimes we've seen parallel events running which merge. This is an example where they've merged, because when I found Elwyn, he didn't have a sister. We've also seen parallel events running where one will take precedence over the other.
Okay. So I'm just making sure there's no potential background where either one of these two that are currently basically in charge when you're gone don't.
They were pretty much raised since they were 10 years old, 8 years old. Yeah.
So since 10. So how much of their prior 10 years do you have knowledge of?
So their parents were killed, and they were run out of the village
by the other elves.
Yes.
And they told you this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were raised by a foul-mouthed bird.
Mm-hmm.
Was he big?
No, he was about that big.
All right.
Right. So back to the labor force. So we could either have them building bunkers, we could have them building tents, giving themselves some kind of temporary solution. I think we could put them to work at the White Dove. I've got some other ideas that we could do to put them to work. But what we do need is to keep them occupied in the meantime before they start rioting or something around here.
So I've bought a house on quite a large block of land in Johnstown, which is out past. No, I can't remember where it's out past. Anyway,
Past
and
Bakersfield.
sorry,
past
out
Bakersfield.
Yes, thank you. Out past Bakersfield. The block of land the house is on is equivalent to a large city block. So
you have a lot of money.
Sorry.
Where's Johnstown?
Out past Bakersfield.
Where's
How
Bakersfield?
did you afford that?
You can take the train out there.
What zone is this in?
Sorry,
which is Gothic, or is this in...
No, we're in Beastkin.
Beastkin?
Yes.
Where we are right now, yeah.
And as an aside, out there, so the manor house was occupied. Unfortunately, the person occupying the manor house is deceased. So the manor house may be up for grabs as well.
Well, it's the simple solution, because now we don't have to worry about taking them somewhere else.
That would potentially be able to take care of some of them, but don't forget that a lot of the MMO people are demi-humans. They look like elves and stuff, and most beastkin have a strong dislike for elves.
And they want to stick together anyway.
Johnstown, they pretty much they were quite proud of them running the elves out of the area and killing them, etc., and burning all their totems and whatnot.
So what zones would they be most welcome in?
We've yet to find one.
The only place we haven't
so let's go
is the Starbase.
Fix what's going on in MMO land and make them want
they
to.
They don't want to go back there.
It's not the issue with MMO land. Isn't just the ice talks. The ice talks have just advanced what was already happening. The issue with MMO land is all the offspring of the original players, as in the refugees who are here, are not immortal. They're not Doras. So, and time seems to, even though time for us passes a thing, whereas time for a lot of other people seems to go quite fast, as in people get older very quickly. MMO land, kids go from being a child to an adult in a month.
Mm.
So you wait 2 months and they're dead.
And then you're dealing with 3 or 4 generations later.
That's a good point. I say we sterilize all these people and send them back, and then all the kids
no,
that won't work.
The apples?
No,
that won't work. We considered
we
that.
thought about it already.
Like us, they heal. They will heal. Their residual form would reset. We considered getting.
Where's the doc?
Yeah, we considered that we don't have the funds for birth control for 300 people.
All right, well, I'll take care of that.
That's it.
300 to 400. I'm not sure exactly.
All right. Need some birth control pills? I can get you some birth control pills.
Already bought some. Don't have enough money for it.
Yeah,
right,
go for it.
Money.
If you can source them. We tried in Hong Kong to get birth control pills. They don't have any of the long-lasting ones available.
All right. Well, this seems like a pretty simple solution then. Let's just
There
focus
is
my time for a month or two, and I'll take care of that.
There is the cockring of infertility that you can buy in Blitmere.
Is it going to
However, A, it's magical, and magic is hard to use here, and B, it requires a certain magical ability for it to work.
I'm sure they can practice.
Yes, and I'll be producing kids while they practice.
No, they can practice without a partner.
So yes. But the thing about the kids is that they're concerned about, even without the ice talks. I mean, we can ask Darius and his wife to see if they're available to come here, and they can explain it better instead of me repeating what they've told us. Just briefly going back to John's town, there is an area there called Fulton's Ridge where there is a large hole, and there's.
I know how to solve the hole. I know how to solve the hole.
Is it a giant cork?
No. McKay, all you got to do is take those people who magically reproduce hundreds of generations and stuff them in that hole. Right? Because in theory...
Yeah, hang on a second. I've got to go over. Dog's barking outside at 2 o'clock in the morning.
You guys all notice Colburn stroking a book as he talks to you.
Oh, yeah, over there.
But it seems to be a book, and it says "The Answers to Everything" on the cover.
It's also red. Would you like to see my red book, Freddie?
I don't know.
I tossed you my red book.
Where did you find it?
It was in my bag.
I look at the back of it.
It's a red book.
It says, it's a red book, and it has a review on it. It says "Absolutely Unforgettable" by so and so. There's another review under it says, "I'd read this again" by somebody named J. Swift.
I throw the book at him.
Take it back. I thought it was a good read.
Oh
yeah.
So Freddie, do you have trump cards to get to Melwick's right now, that zone?
I have one to Bartertown, which is a train ride away from Melwick.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Mm-hmm.
You think I might borrow that, or if you can make another one?
Yeah, there you are. Have it.
Do you have any Melwick's currency? I know I asked earlier, but I forget whatever.
No, I have none, sorry. Would you like me... If you go there right now and come back, you can use Cleanse to get to Melwick.
Well...
Not to Bartertown. That's a long way away.
Where does the... I'm looking at the trump card. Where does it go to?
Bartertown.
since he can't leave the room, Freddie, it's not really able to go there and come back. But he could just borrow your card if you don't mind letting out your site for.
Yeah, that's more what I was going for. I wasn't planning on traveling it. Did you happen to get any wall? I forget what you told me in your message. Did you get any trump cards in Chicago for me?
I thought you had some, didn't you?
Oh,
you mean of the? No, sorry. We didn't make any other trump cards.
The one we made when we were like acclimating, was it of the train station?
Yeah, that was on the train station.
Right. Okay.
I thought you had one of that, don't you?
I had that one, but I thought you might have gotten me one inside of a museum or something.
No.
So, have you solved world peace yet?
Almost.
Oh, while everyone's here, who does not have a trump of the Tri-Kingdom?
I don't.
Actually, that reminds me of something in regards to Tri-Kingdom.
It's
It's probably better to get a house or a building where the trading stuff has, with a room, and have the trump going into there as opposed to out in the forest. And also, that could be a front for trading stuff, and like if we buy gold or gems or something.
Right.
So long as the house isn't made of wood, should be okay. Because the silver alien people, they don't approve when you chop down any trees or anything like that.
All the houses on the big platforms are made of wood.
Yeah, but they were probably imported from outside the world.
Doesn't mean we can't buy an existing building.
Yeah.
But just
I
as
don't know
a
if there
thought,
are
it
any
might be
buildings.
better to do it that way, as opposed
Oh, yeah,
to
you can totally buy a building up there. It'd be exorbitantly expensive, but yeah,
I don't think it's worth buying the building there, because as far as I can tell, the place it's basically just a magic shop, as far as I can tell. Until we find out what's going on in them cities and the actual Tri-Kingdoms and what the Fae are up to, I don't know if it's worth investing too much into that area yet. I think it needs to be explored more. I think what we should do there is build a reputation for importing those items and Chris from Gothic, because the reason they're suspicious of you is that you are in there spending money, but you have no reputation for how you've earned it. So to get away with it, because they're all gossipy and they're all in each other's business, and then we show up and they're all going to be suspicious of where we got our blood notes from. So I say we get a hold of a bunch of them, Chris, and some of them glasses you said that they liked. Maybe some other items like that. We take a bunch of those in there. They'd be worth a lot of money, but depends on how much they will. How much do they want to buy? Did they give you any kind of idea of how many they wanted?
No, they just said they wanted them.
I think they.
So let's just say we pick an idea like that,
so,
and once they see you making some money, then be less suspicious.
What was that, Joshua?
I think they just see it as another item they can sell for lots of money. I'd be curious as to how much they flog off those glasses for.
Can I rewind for a second, guys?
Of course.
Oh, by the way, I gave you a trump. Wait.
Oh, thank you. Of Tri-Kingdoms?
Yeah. Drilling Forest.
How many of those do you have?
I have one more. Do you want one?
Yes, please.
All right, I hand you one as well.
I put it in my suitcase. Freddie. Okay. So what is with this red book? Is this the Book of Eyes?
I don't know what that book is. That's his book.
Okay. You've got this kind of relationship going on with Justice, right?
No. Maybe. I don't
He
know.
left you a matchbook. This book. Listen, I'm telling you. Take this book. He recommends it. You would read it again? Maybe you need to take a second look and reread this book. Sleep with it under your pillow. I told you, he's a master of the dreamlands. Through the night, he will come to you. I bet you $1. I bet you $1.
About the red pendant book or something else, or a different book?
Sure, whatever this book is that scared Freddie.
Everything scared.
The one Maddox found from somewhere.
I'm telling you, dude, listen to me.
All right. Give me the book. Let me read it.
Right. Sleep with it under your pillow. Read it in your dreams.
Wait, are you going to read it now, or are you going to put it under your pillow, or both?
I'll read the first page and see what's about.
No problem. Roll a d4 for me.
Oh, by the way, I've got a book written in some language starting with A that Freddie refused to read. I'm
Oh,
curious.
slip it under his pillow when he's sleeping.
Get ready to grab it in case he drops it, Logan.
All right. Freddie,
Get
take
ready.
1 point of sanity loss toward the big book of pop-up phobias. Max is 8.
Cool. I'm color when I burn the book in the fire.
Well,
Right.
I was waiting for that.
Colburn, go ahead and give me a grapple roll. Colburn was waiting for this, and he grabs you.
I wonder who it was illustrated by. I'll give you one guess.
Let's see, where's
Go, grapple.
Where the fuck is that at? Oh, it's up here at the top. Nah.
I'm gonna lose all respect for you, Colburn.
Nope. Yeah. Unfortunately, Colburn's technically kind of a brand new character. Let's see.
Spend all your hero points on saving this book.
Yeah, it's a great fucking book.
It is, but
I just want to see him get taken out by Freddy.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Freddy's actually really, really skilled, but the Roll20 hates his ass, so that makes him back down
I just
to
wanna
an
see-
even fight with Colburn.
I just want to see Colburn grab the book and fall into the fire.
Fail again.
You actually spend your hero point.
How does I get on that?
Amazing. All right, let's see.
Yes,
what
he
cards do
spends
I
them on stuff.
You got
have?
a
Do you
haste.
want a skill? Do you want a skill 10 there?
Now, I'll wait
I'll
until
give
he
you
tries
skill
to throw it in
5.
the
Will
fire
really
and then
help you.
opponent fails him.
Uh-oh. You get
Your opponent fails me? Okay.
He's not doing a direct action against you. Your
What?
property is not you.
My property is not me. I'll remember that in the future. Your property is
Yeah,
not me.
unless you're in a car and then your life is dependent on it, then your property is you briefly. But your
Right.
book, no.
I'll just reach in and grab it after he throws it in the fire.
All right, no problem. You're used to hot situations. You snatch it out and put it out. It's now scalded a bit. Give me a luck roll there, Colburn, to see how scalded it is. Is it just cool looking scalded, or is it pretty fucked up
Get some
scalded?
character to that thing.
Jesus
It's pretty
Christ.
fucked up looking scalded. Some of the pop-ups may even be broken now.
Oh.
Mm.
I got a card you could play.
What card?
I got a Lucky Day card.
That would do it.
All right, hold on a second. Let me get over to my cards here. Yeah. Why, thank you, Sam.
I don't think
Because
this
they
works.
spend all their cards and hero points to save the book.
There we go. Lucky
right.
day.
Oh yeah, it actually looks a little bit cooler now. It's got like cool flame scarring on it and stuff. It looks more badass. And since you made that, turns it into a critical luck roll.
Nice.
Is that correct? Right. It moves up.
Let's see. Just
No, it just turns a failed into a success.
Yeah.
Never mind.
you can get a check in it too.
You get checking luck.
Yay.
If you get a critical luck, then something else would happen. But yeah, as it is, the book is completely unharmed. It has some cool fire streaks on it and stuff like that. You know, it's meant to distract you away from anything important, and you feel better about that, Blair, Fred.
Now, if
You
anyone
notice
else fell in the fire. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, you notice that McKay and Swade noticed that all of the distractions seem to be coming from Freddy because he may be working for somebody or something that's causing these distractions. Or it was...
What's wrong with you?
What? That
you-
book is.
What are you, a Nazi? Who fucking burns books?
It shows Freddy with the tiki torch. Puts it away.
All right.
Put my book away. Jesus.
Resist.
It's a scary book. What's wrong with you? Why do you have it?
That's my kid. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? What kind of father are you?
A bad one.
The one who prepares their kids for the world.
Child rearing it was.
All right. So, McKay, seriously, low-hanging fruit here. Who do you want to work on what and when? Low-hanging fruit. What can we handle? So you think the ice tower is out of the question, right?
No, I don't think the ice tower is out of the question. I think the ice tower potentially will require a higher level skill set.
Alex can lead.
He won't go. Quick side note, because I know Jason's got some stuff, or Russell and Rad's got some stuff going on real soon. So if you've got any additional notes for him or his team, he seems to be maybe sketching. I'm just speculating here. I'm not sure what he's sketching, but I'm guessing it's Freddie doing something inappropriate, possibly with some sort of other animal or something. I'm just guessing here.
I just drew a picture of Freddy doing this into a mirror, looking into his eye.
Nice. That's actually a relevant sketch. Oh, yeah, good enough. No skill horn needed for that, and it is suitable for framing if you'd like to put that up here.
Can you make that into a trump card so the party can hide inside Freddy's eye?
Ooh, maybe we could trip in his eye, yeah.
Ooh.
Then we can send Freddy into a building by himself, and the guards are like, hey, no problem, come on in. And then all of us burst out of his eye as it explodes.
Yeah, maybe when we do that, why don't you just trump the guy in Freddy's eye? And you can be like, hey, random, come on, join us. We just pull it out of Freddy's eyeball prison.
Sounds good.
Old eyeball prison trick. That old chestnut.
So back to the low-hanging fruit thing. Cyber Hong Kong is one of those. So I'll be there tomorrow with Colburn and The Rock. So we would like to attempt to stabilize things there.
Go for it.
I've got some other irons in the fire there that we could potentially take advantage of as well.
So what is your plan for stabilizing an unstable government and riots in the street with tanks?
I think we need to make good with the people that are about to win. So all I know, though, is that there's some dude named Zin Hai Yang who seems to be the big advisor, who Freddie gave us some notes on, and that the people are rioting because they're being exploited in the cost of real estate. So I don't know if we can do anything about what's causing them to riot, but if we can somehow either stop that or make good with the new administration, that might be our only options. So I would start by going to the mainland, because it seems like the way they're describing it is the shit is rolling down the hill from China, and they're slowly taking over Hong Kong. So we either side with the protesters, or we side with the people that have the guns.
Freddie, give me a memory roll for some vital piece of information that you know and can volunteer to add on, which you may have completely forgotten to tell Rassel and Rad before, possibly caused by the accident.
So while he's doing that, a couple of things you need to keep in mind. One is that Mr. New Sun is now second in charge of China. He's no longer an advisor. And the other thing is that people can't remember what he looks like and don't realize they can't remember what he looks like. When he appears on the TV, on the monitors and TV screens and stuff, and then potentially, and then is off, not on them, he fades from people's memories as to what he looks like. So there's something about him. There's something more to this than just some guy.
So do you think he is also Zog?
I don't know about that, because Zog didn't hide his appearance. Zog seemed to attract people. Zog attracted people to do with chaos. People that liked to kill people, and they seem to get drawn to him.
Could everybody give me a bureaucracy politics roll?
Oh yeah, I've got this.
Rassel and Rad, you're at a +10 for reasons.
Bureaucracy, actually.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, what was it you wanted to roll? Bureaucracy, was it?
Bureaucracy, yes.
Ooh, miss it by 1%.
Cool. Rassel and Rad made it even without the bonus. Right, Rasselman.
I tried to put it in, but anyway, I made it.
No worries. Your thinking that your chances of actually getting to see this guy are about the same as Logan's chances of getting to see the second in charge of China ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you had if you had like a big bit, like if you because you just got a new identity and stuff, and if you were to build on that, it could take like a season of game time or whatever, build up to where you're actually like a mover and a player, and you got millions and millions of yen and all that stuff. At that point, maybe you run into him at a party or something. But right now, chances of getting to see him are super duper not happening. But let's see. What Pete told you may have some other key for you. I don't know.
Right. So my thinking is not going to meet him personally, but the faction that he is in charge of. You know, we need to find a way to either ally with them or not. But based on what I've seen, there's not a whole lot of leads to go on. So whatever you have.
That's the tricky bit, is there's almost none with that.
So
and
either we go there, we try to stabilize things, or we just focus on getting the hell out of there and making some trump cards or something of some other safe location.
That's
I would suggest flying to Melbourne and setting up Melbourne as a base of operations.
Of course, you would love Melbourne.
I personally like that idea better than trying to figure out how to stop a bunch of riots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, it would be nice if we could do something about Hong Kong, but that's been the big thing I've seen about it is we're talking about the premier and his lackeys.
No, you guys are going about it the wrong way. If you can't go after the government, go after the people.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Sway the people. Propaganda wars. Do something.
Well, that would be a good way if we took sides with the mainland folk. That would be a way of doing it.
They're losing, so try to get them to back down, suck it up for a little bit, and come back stronger.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But that means we got to get to whoever like the activist leader is.
Don't forget to wear a mask and some eye protection so you don't get identified.
Oh, and if you have any opportunity to piss off a super hacker, definitely do that.
Yeah, that's like going after anybody or nobody or whatever the heck the hacking activist group is.
Anonymous?
That's them. Yeah, there's nothing better than getting all of them really, really pissed at you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be most productive just to focus on getting out of Hong Kong and establishing some other location to get to. Just come back and wait till they're all done pissing each other off. Somebody's bound to win sooner or later, right?
I mean, if you want to just fuck off and leave Hong Kong, fly to Melbourne, set up a base there, make a Trump or two, and we can work from there, maybe. That could work.
But, I mean, I have no other clues from... give me an idea what's worth pursuing there. I'll just be winging it.
Just throwing this out there for you, Rod, just in case it comes up. If he's being filmed and recorded, see if there's any, see if you can't get a hold of the camera crew or the originals or past broadcasts, or, like I said, go after the people. Maybe you could sway the people. Pick the easier side and lie a lot. Successfully.
You do know that there's a photo of the young new son, which potential with Justice Swift in it.
Yeah.
Of course there is.
Oh, he gets around a bit.
One potential avenue of investigating is going. You need to know where. Freddie did some research into him, and apparently his younger sister joined a convent, and something happened to him when he was 15. 3 years later, his younger sister joined a convent. So maybe
Right,
check.
seems like he killed most of his family, and one of them is in a convent. And yeah, I saw that timeline he put together.
Yeah, that's right.
So what else do we have for our heroes here?
Well, there's obviously the white dove with... Oh, by the way, Rad, are you going to do the exorcist thing, or...
Exorcist?
Yeah.
I don't know. I figure it might give the place some character.
Apparently the white dove is haunted.
Do you have the full story for
The
him?
place needs a young priest and an old priest. Oh, sure, I can screw up a couple of them.
Do you have the full story for him, Freddie, or did you not get the full story?
Yeah, well, the full story is this guy who I can't remember his name. I posted it on the board.
No, I mean, what was there before and before and
Oh,
before?
yeah, before there was like a torture pit, and before that there was some other thing, and it was just constantly bad things being built over and over each other, and it all started with some sort of elvish burial ground at the very beginning. So
As
it's
they
built
always
upon an elvish burial ground.
Well, that's why it'd be perfect to bring all those people from MMO land there to be our staff.
They don't like elves.
Again, Gothic don't like elves because it's in the same sort of world. It's in a Genovius type tile.
Gothic doesn't like him either, huh?
No.
Yep, that's why we didn't move them there.
The only potential route we have for them is the unexplored Stargate in the sewers.
Which we don't know where it goes yet.
Yeah, we don't know where it goes yet. But
Stargate. So the whole time nobody writes or mentions about a Stargate.
Well, it's been mentioned in the bulletin board. But yes, it was behind where the crashed flying saucer was, and it's been inactive, but we believe it may now be active.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And how long do you believe it's been active for, not checked on it?
a few months.
A couple of months.
Gee, where could all these will be coming from? Oh,
fucking entire army has marched into the zone by now.
Well, there's no shortage of vortexes and gates to go poke around at.
Mm-hmm. But the
I'll see
sewers
why
exist.
one needs to be more shocking than another.
The sewers exist in multiple zones, so the gate exists in multiple zones.
So why don't we just send them through the Stargate? Be like, yeah, we figured it out, guys. We got an awesome home for you. Come, check it out. Boom.
Because it may go to one of the existing zones.
So then we figure that out. In a few months.
We are planning to
other things. Other things have been happening. So yes, that is potentially something else that can be checked out. But yes, other things keep cropping up.
I'm going to throw this card out. Freddie, do you want a plus 20 to touch?
No.
Okay.
Also, does anyone know what this symbol is? I mean, I kind of know what it is. I showed them the Triskelion sketch.
Okay, hold on a second. Yup. Yeah, there we go. He shows you this.
Ah, God, that's his penis again.
Mm-hmm.
On its swirly?
I hope not.
Yes, the swirly thing.
Lower right.
Yeah.
Looks like it is fucking the octopus is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. That does remind you of that.
Where'd you see that one?
It's associated with some of Zonk's minions. And recently it's been kind of cropping up here and there. I saw it in a cave, which it was part of a larger yin-yang symbol. There was several symbols which made up the yin-yang infinity symbol. And this was one of the little symbols that made up.
Did you write down or you draw a picture of all of the symbols you had available?
It would have taken me hours to do that. No.
Wait, it took you hours to do that squiggly mark?
No, it would have taken me hours to draw them all. And we were in the middle of we were in a very dangerous place. I didn't have time to do it.
You realize you freaked out Colburn so bad that one of his guys got really small and the other eye got really big.
All right. No, I don't know what that symbol is.
Okay. I know Joshua knows, but figured I'd ask you guys. Just in case.
All right. Well, I got to run in a few minutes, but so there's a couple things about Cyber Hong Kong. Has anyone actually tried taking a plane or a ship or a train or any kind of transportation out of Hong Kong?
No.
Yes. Oh, sorry. The reverse.
Oh.
We shadow walked into Southeast Asia and drove and then bought a cheap seaplane and flew low water in the dark into Hong Kong.
So you just knew that you were shadow walking into that era. You didn't know where you were going to end up?
That's right. We shadow walked to that world. We weren't sure exactly where we were going to end up.
Get me a sailboat and go on a nice pleasure cruise for a few days down to, I don't know where I'd end up, but it would be somewhere else that isn't in the middle of a riot, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rod. One other thing to do is you should see if there's any other factions that you can try to help rile up that'll pull the army away from the people.
Well, there's the umbrella.
There wouldn't be any in Hong Kong because that's
No, but somewhere else, another country or something like that.
Introduce a third party.
Yes.
Oh,
a greater threat than the people.
Go to Britain and have them invade Hong Kong.
I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Why not? Bureaucracy your way in. You know,
I have a feeling I have another set of backstopped credentials in that era. I'm just trying to remember which place. I think it might be Melbourne. It might be mainland China. I don't want it to be San Angeles because I think it's irradiated at the moment.
Yes, it is.
Now, Joshua, do you know for sure if Melbourne exists in that shadow?
That shadow is a shadow with Europe. So yes, there is an Australia.
The entire Earth. Yeah.
Oh, he speculates that there's an Australia. It does show something vaguely Australian shaped on the maps that you've seen, but I guarantee it will be nothing like the real life Australia because
or maybe try to figure it out and broadcast what's happening there to the rest of the world. And maybe they'll get political pressure from other countries.
Yeah, that's a way where you can make a lot of noise with a little bit of effort. But on the other hand, that might be something that is already happening. Just because the technology is so advanced, it's easier for people on the ground to broadcast that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
all it's going to take is the right scene, though. Maybe you can stage the right scene.
Ooh, Suede's on fucking.
I guess what I'm trying to get at, Joshua, is do you have a feeling is there a city in that era that would be most valuable to have credentials in?
Not off the top of my head. We've been to a couple of places there, but it's a matter of I don't know where Freddie. I don't know if you did any research into which one had the most cutting edge technology and stuff.